Have you ever found it challenging to let go of a person or situation? It's a question we've all asked ourselves at some point, isn't it? The harsh truth is, letting go can be a gargantuan task, a seemingly insurmountable mountain that stands between us and our peace of mind. Let's delve into this a bit, shall we? Picture a person or a situation that's been causing you a great deal of distress. It could be a failed relationship, a career opportunity that slipped through your fingers, or perhaps a personal shortcoming that you've been wrestling with for ages. This person or situation has taken up residence in your mind, casting long, dark shadows over your thoughts and emotions. Now ask yourself this: is holding on to this pain serving me well? The answer, more often than not, is a resounding no. Yet we find ourselves tethered to these sources of anguish, as if bound by invisible chains. It's a common struggle, a shared human experience that transcends cultures and borders. But why is letting go so important? It's not just about finding relief from the immediate discomfort, it's about the long-term impact on our mental health and personal growth. Clinging to past pains and regrets can sap us of our vitality, rob us of our joy, and stifle our ability to grow and evolve. Letting go, therefore, is akin to setting down that burdensome suitcase. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of past disappointments and opening yourself up to new possibilities. It's about reclaiming your peace of mind and embracing the potential for personal growth and transformation. But how does one master the art of letting go? It's no easy feat, to be sure. However, there's a philosophy that's been around for over 2,000 years that might hold the answer: Stoicism. The philosophy of Stoicism might hold the key to mastering the art of letting go. So, what exactly is Stoicism? A question that has intrigued minds for centuries. Stoicism is a philosophy that was born in the bustling heart of Athens, Greece, around the 3rd century BC. Its principles were laid down by the philosopher Zeno of Citium and further propagated by great minds like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Stoicism, at its core, is a philosophy of personal ethics. It emphasizes the development of a virtuous character and the pursuit of wisdom as the highest forms of human excellence. It teaches that virtue, the highest form of goodness, is based on knowledge, and it encourages us to be indifferent to the vicissitudes of fortune and to pleasure and pain. Now, you might wonder, how does Stoicism help us let go of people and situations? Well, Stoicism teaches us an essential life lesson: that we should focus not on what happens to us, but on how we react to what happens. It's about understanding that we have no control over external events, but complete control over our thoughts and actions in response to these events. For example, you can't control if it rains on your birthday party. That's an external event. But you can control how you react to the rain. You can choose to be upset, or you can choose to dance in the rain. That's the essence of Stoicism. It's about understanding that our happiness and peace of mind are not determined by the world outside, but by the world within us. Stoicism also encourages us to live in accordance with nature, to accept the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. It teaches us to embrace the impermanence of life, to understand that change is the only constant, and to let go of our attachment to people and situations. So, to sum it up, Stoicism is about cultivating an inner fortress, a sanctuary within ourselves that remains unshaken by the storms of life. It's about understanding that we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. Stoicism, in essence, is about understanding and controlling our reactions to life's ups and downs. You might wonder, how can Stoicism help me let go? Well, let's delve into that, shall we? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us a fundamental truth. Not everything is within our control. The weather, the traffic, other people's opinions, the past, the future, these are all outside our sphere of influence. Stoics argue that we should therefore accept them as they are, without letting them disturb our inner peace. This acceptance is the first step towards letting go. Letting go, in essence, is about understanding and accepting that some things are beyond our control. And this aligns perfectly with the core principles of Stoicism. Stoicism advises us to focus our energy and attention on our actions and reactions, the things we actually have control over, rather than fretting over external events. Consider this: you've been working hard on a project, but despite your best efforts it fails. You might feel frustrated, dejected, even angry. But Stoicism would encourage you to see it differently. Instead of dwelling on the failure, which is now in the past and beyond your control, it would urge you to focus on your actions. What can you learn from this experience? How can you improve your strategies for the next project? By shifting your focus this way, you're not only practicing Stoicism, but also letting go of the failure. And it's not just about letting go of negative experiences. Stoicism also teaches us to detach from positive outcomes. Imagine you've succeeded at something. While it's natural to feel elated, Stoicism would remind you not to become too attached to this success. After all, future outcomes might not be as favorable, and if your happiness depends solely on success, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. So Stoicism and letting go are deeply intertwined. Both encourage us to accept things as they are, to focus on our actions rather than external events, and to maintain our inner peace regardless of circumstances. By embracing Stoicism, we learn to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. And in doing so, we cultivate resilience, equanimity, and a profound sense of freedom. So, how does one apply Stoicism to let go? This question leads us towards understanding practical Stoic techniques that can guide us towards the power of release. Let's begin with the concept of acceptance, a cornerstone of Stoicism. The Stoics believed in accepting life as it is, rather than how we would like it to be. They understood that much of human suffering comes from our resistance to accepting reality. We often cling to our desires and fears, allowing them to dictate our emotions and actions. However, by accepting what is, rather than what we wish it to be, we can liberate ourselves from the chains of desire and fear. This does not mean that we should be passive in the face of adversity. Rather, it means understanding what is within our control and what is not, and finding peace with the latter. Moving forward, the Stoics also preached about the importance of living in the present moment. We often find ourselves either ruminating about the past or worrying about the future. However, the Stoics understood that the present moment is all we truly have. The past has already happened and cannot be changed. The future is uncertain and largely out of our control. Thus, by focusing our attention on the present, we can free ourselves from the burdens of past regrets and future anxieties. This can be achieved through mindful practices such as meditation, or simply by consciously bringing our attention back to the present whenever we find ourselves drifting into the past or future. Finally, the Stoics found contentment in simplicity. In a world that constantly encourages us to want more, the Stoics understood the value of having less. They believed that the more we have, the more we have to lose, and thus the more we fear. By embracing a simpler life, we can reduce our attachments and consequently our fears of loss. This does not mean that we should shun all material possessions. Rather, it means understanding that our happiness does not depend on external things, but on our inner state of mind. In essence, letting go is about accepting what is, focusing on the present, and finding contentment in simplicity. It is about understanding that our emotions are largely within our control and that our happiness does not depend on external circumstances. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, men are disturbed not by things but by the view which they take of them. These Stoic techniques not only help us let go, but also foster a more peaceful and contented life. They remind us that we are not the victims of our circumstances, but the masters of our own emotions. And in mastering our emotions, we find the power to let go. Let's delve into some real-life examples of Stoicism in action. First up, we have the story of a woman. Let's call her Jane. Jane was a high-flying executive who found herself in a toxic work environment. The constant stress and tension were taking a toll on her mental and physical health. Instead of succumbing to the pressure, Jane turned to Stoicism. She began to practice the art of indifference towards things outside her control. She focused on her actions, her responses, rather than the hostility of her colleagues. With time, she found herself less affected by the negativity, and it became easier for her to let go of the toxic environment. She eventually left her job, and with the principles of Stoicism, she built a successful career as a consultant, unburdened by the spectre of her past. Next, we have a man named Tom. Tom was in a tumultuous relationship. The constant ups and downs were draining him emotionally. He found solace in Stoicism. He started to understand that he could not control the actions and feelings of his partner, only his reactions. He began to practice acceptance, letting go of the desire to change his partner. As he embraced Stoicism, he found himself more at peace, less affected by the emotional turmoil. Ultimately, Tom decided to end the relationship, but he did so with tranquility, understanding it was the best decision for his well-being. Then we have a tale of a young woman named Lily. She was struggling with the loss of a loved one. The grief was overwhelming, consuming her every thought. She stumbled upon Stoicism during this time. It taught her to accept the impermanence of life, to understand that loss is a part of existence. She began to focus on cherishing the memories rather than mourning the loss. Stoicism helped Lily to let go of her grief, to accept her loss and to continue living her life with grace and gratitude. And finally, we have the story of an athlete, Peter. Peter suffered a career-ending injury. He was initially devastated, his dreams shattered. But then he discovered Stoicism. It helped him accept his situation, to focus on what he could control, his mindset, his attitude. He let go of his previous dreams and set new ones. He channeled his energy into coaching, inspiring younger athletes with his resilience. These stories are just a few examples of how Stoicism can assist us in letting go of people, situations, and emotions that no longer serve us. They remind us that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond, how we let it affect us. As these stories show, Stoicism can be a powerful tool for letting go and embracing change. To summarize, Stoicism can be a powerful ally when learning to let go. This ancient philosophy, with its roots in the wisdom of Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, offers us an enlightening perspective on the art of releasing what no longer serves us. We started our journey by acknowledging the power of letting go, a process that liberates us from the chains of our past and opens up new possibilities for personal growth. It's about understanding that we cannot control everything and accepting that some things are better left in the past. Then we delved into the essence of Stoicism, a philosophy that champions virtue, wisdom, courage, and tranquility as the highest goods. The Stoics taught us that we have the power to control our reactions to external events, and that our happiness lies within our own minds. We explored how Stoicism can guide us in the process of letting go. The Stoic principles of understanding what is in our control and what not, and focusing our energy on the former, can be incredibly liberating. The Stoics remind us that our emotions are within our control, and we have the power to let go of negative emotions that do not serve us. We walked through practical Stoic techniques for letting go, such as the view from above technique, which encourages us to gain perspective on our situations, and the premeditation of evils technique, which prepares us for potential negative outcomes. We also looked at real-life examples of Stoicism in action, showing how individuals have used these principles and techniques to let go of toxic relationships, negative emotions, and difficult situations. The teachings of Stoicism offer us a roadmap for navigating the complexities of life. They teach us to accept what we cannot change, to change what we can, and to have the wisdom to know the difference. Next time you find it hard to let go, remember the Stoics and their wisdom. They might just have the answers you're looking for. If you appreciated this content and want to learn more, please take a moment to like, comment, and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful and enlightening content just like this. Your support helps us continue to bring you videos that can change your perspective and improve your life.